my content, then you can ask your queries. So uh, first, and then we will be discussing about the content. We'll be discussing about the syllabus, what is the syllabus is all about, and then I'll be taking some questions from you, right? So what are the things? The first, let's start with introducing myself. So I will be the course instructor. This is Asmita. I have around 8 years of experience into data science and big data analytics. Currently, I am working as a senior data scientist in one of the leading MNC. Prior to this, I was working with Goldman Sachs and other companies like TCS and all. Um, with respect to my educational background, I completed my MTech in computer science. My major was machine learning, right? And training wise, for I think last 4 years, I'm into this. Almost like many batches, I have trained. So this is my background. Coming to this demo, right? So you all join this demo because you want to kind of understand what is data science, and you want to take this course, right? Data analytics course. So I have divided this session in this way. So first, few things that we are going to discuss. First thing we will discuss is what is the, like, where you can see yourself after taking this course. The course detail. I will be talking about this. Pen is not working good. Course details. So we will be discussing about the course, right, in detail. So what all are the course, and what is the content and all. After completing the course description part, the second thing that we will be discussing is which course is suitable for you, right? You can decide according to your experience level and everything. You can decide which course is suitable for you, and then if you have any query with respect to what is data science, what is data engineering, what is data analyst, with respect to that we will discuss. And then finally we will be discussing about the different um, so yeah, so the course timing and other things, and then I will be taking your questions. So this pen, I think the battery is not there. So today it is not working. Sorry for this. We will start with the course content first. So this course is, so okay, let me tell you the entire course. So this entire course is of 3 months, which you can take like, which can be divided into two parts. That is intermediate and advanced course. In the intermediate course that you are joined, this class is for intermediate, right? This the new batch is starting for intermediate course. And in intermediate course, three major modules will be covered, right? Three major modules will be covered. The first module is Python. So the Python will start from Python. Who can take this intermediate course? Anybody who has zero level of experience, has no idea about Python, has no idea about data science, has completely beginner level, right? Has no idea about anything. They can take this intermediate course, and it will take you from scratch, right? It will make you understand everything from scratch. Three major module will be covering in intermediate. One is your Python basic and advanced, and then the second module is statistics, and the third module is machine learning. So you can start before taking this course, you will be at level 0. After taking this course, you can write at least 2+ years of experience in data science in your resume. This course will take you from 0 level to 2 year plus experience level in data science. right? So what we are really covering in this particular course, the duration of the course will be almost 1.5 months. Every day class will be there, Monday to Saturday. So Monday to Friday, every day morning 7:30 a.m. class will be there. Content we will be covering. On Saturday, it is a coding or quiz practice session. So I'll be giving assignment for each and every topic. And whatever assignment I have given, based on that, we will be doing coding practice in terms of like I will be sharing some questions quiz that will be on Saturday. And for machine learning, we will be doing project practice on Saturday. So Saturdays are practice sessions. Monday to Friday, we have the class. So what all content we are covering in this particular course, will be starting with Python installation. From that level, we'll be starting. Jupyter Notebook tutorial, basics about Python, variable, if, else, functions, data structure, list, tuple, set, dictionary, right? Followed by advanced Python. So here in this case, I'm covering NumPy and Pandas. So these are the two modules I'm covering, NumPy and Pandas. So once I complete this Python first step, the second step is data visualization using Python. So data visualization plays a very important role in data science. I will tell you the data science life cycle. So you will understand which all project, like what all are the different steps we take for any data science project. But as per the life cycle, the course has been decided. Course has been designed. So the first step is data collection, which you can do using Python and Pandas. Second step is data pre-processing. For data pre-processing, you will be needing visualization libraries like Matplotlib, Seaborn, followed by statistics. So the second module is visualization. All of these charts in a nice way, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and also Plotly. Three libraries will be completing with respect to visualization. Okay, so first we will be looking. So this is the second step, right? First is your visualization. First is your Python basics, Python advanced, and then visualization. So this ends your first module. Coming to the second module, that is statistics. Statistics, again, descriptive and inferential statistics. You can see it is very, very in depth. If I read out the topic names, um, if okay, so sorry, Jafar, you have messaged, ma'am, I'm not able to getting your voice. Is it for others? Am I audible or you're not getting my voice?
Yeah, I'm audible.
Audible, right? Yeah. Jafar,
Yes.
please check connectivity from your side. Yeah. Okay, so the second module is statistics. Statistics is like the backbone of data science. So we will be covering statistics in detail, and I don't believe in only giving theory. So whatever topic we discuss, we will be implementing always. There will be I'll tell you about the projects also, what kind of projects we'll be practicing, what all are the different assignments we'll be doing. But every concept is like first we will be understanding the theory part of it, and then we will be implementing it on a project. So hands-on plus theory, both, combination of both for each and every topic. Followed by the last module is machine learning. So machine learning, we are going to cover six major algorithms. That is, from regression, we will be completing linear regression, and we will be completing linear regression from the regression side. From classification, random forest, then we will be discussing random forest, decision tree, and logistic regression. From unsupervised category, we'll be discussing K-means algorithm, and feature selection is PCA, principal component analysis. So logistic regression, random forest, decision tree, PCA, K-means clustering algorithm, linear regression. These are the six algorithms we will be completing in detail. So when I'm saying completing, it doesn't mean only just at high level. Whatever we are covering, we are going very, very, very in depth. I will show you some of the class notes so that you will get an idea how we are covering, right? So this is the course content. Let me summarize. The entire course content for intermediate is 1.5 months, Monday to Saturday. Every day class is there except Sunday. Monday to Friday it will be practice session, class, and Saturday will be your practice session. The content is basically three major topics: Python basic, advanced, visualization, statistics, and machine learning. And who can take this course from any level, from level 0? Anybody can enroll. There is no prerequisite. Everything is covered in this course. So just need to enroll if you are interested to go for data science. There is no prerequisite. Everything is covered. So from 0 level, you will be looking like you will be at least showing 2 years of experience in your resume. Along with the content, what extra thing we are getting in this course, right? This content, every machine learning algorithm will be explained using a small project. That I'm not even telling a project. That's a small project. If I write all of those projects, that will go 8-10 projects. But there will be some major projects and minor projects. Major projects are like what we will do in the project practice sessions on Saturday's class. Minor projects are nothing but each algorithm we will be implementing one small project. I'll give you one example. Let's say regression we will be implementing in a small project. Let's say demand forecasting. Other project is, let's say, decision tree random forest, loan default prediction. That is another project. K-means clustering, right? Iris plant clustering, right? That is another small project. So each machine learning algorithm you will be getting one small project, and there will be 2 major projects. One project will be on pandas and visualization. Second major project will be on machine learning, whether it can be a regression problem or classification problem, where from very scratch. So project, when I'm saying project, so this is how we will be. So I will be, this is one example, one project. So this is how I will be explaining, right? So I'll be telling you the steps: data collection, pre-processing, in each step what we are trying to do, and then each and every step one by one we will be doing it in the class, um, right? And we will be finishing this. So the projects are, the data is public, the data is public, but the approach is kind of our own approach. So we will be coding everything. Okay, so like this, a nice project you'll be getting with all whatever we have discussed so far. Everything we will implement, and then finally we will be building one major project. So that is the takeaway, and lot many assignments, interview questions, resume preparation tips, everything I will be sharing with you. So sorry. So yeah, so this is after yeah, so along with this project, right, what else we are getting is assignments. So I will be I can show you the structure. Maybe let's say, this is my recent 8:30 batch. If I show you, right, you can understand the structure. So you can see every folder will be structured in this way. There are interview questions, project assignments. You can see for each and every topic we have project. For pandas we have assignments, right? For NumPy we have assignments. For each and every topic, whatever we will be covering. For visualization we have assignments. So out of all of these assignments, few questions we will be practicing in the Saturday class, in the coding practice session. Okay, so this is all about the intermediate course. I will pause here. Where is that content gone? 1 second. Yeah, so I'll pause here. And do you have any query with respect to the content? If you have any query, we will discuss. Otherwise, I will tell you the advanced content, but I'll pause here. Is it so far all clear? Do you have any query with respect to content?
Ma'am, this is Murli here from Bangalore. I just quickly want to ask a small question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ma'am, I had 12 plus years of experience in the industry, but after taking up of this course, can I immediately it will gain confidence to me to switch into this thing, or I request for further more analysis or exercises to be confident to face the real-time industry?
Okay, so let me tell you, this is a very common question. I think most of you people will have this doubt. I have XYZ amount of experience, and if I take this course, am I eligible to apply for data science roles, and kind of questions, right? So we will discuss that in detail. Once I complete the syllabus, I'll give you a complete roadmap, right? And I'll tell you the facts, the honest feedback as a real-time practitioner, what we are looking in the industry, how the things are, that I will tell you. But that we will discuss in the other section. Once I complete the syllabus, I will be answering your query. I mean, that is a common query, so I will be answering that query in a very detailed way. Apart
Sure,
from
ma'am.
that,
Thank you.
any doubt with respect to the content?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So artificial intelligence, do the course is necessary? I have taken this question from the chat window. Okay. So this is a like, okay. So I think, let me explain this first, right? So anybody has any idea what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Anybody has searched internet? What is AI? Okay, so let me explain, right? So AI is everything, right? AI is the superset. Inside AI, all the other things are coming, like data science is a part of AI. Data science is a part of AI. We have machine learning. Machine learning is a part of AI. We have deep learning is a part of AI. We have information retrieval. Information retrieval is nothing but doing the search, creating the search engines, right? So that is a part of AI. We have image processing, computer vision, that is a part of AI. We have graph analytics, that is a part of AI. We have soft computing. We have other kind of gene sequence coding and all that. So everything is a part of AI. If you combine, NLP is a part of AI. So everything you combine, that single term that we give for all of this is artificial intelligence. So there is no course which can give you or give you a mastery on artificial intelligence. You may have to spend years to understand, at least at high level, not even detail. People spend their years in one particular algorithm, in one particular domain. They complete their PhD work in one particular algorithm. Let's say in deep learning, only in CNN, you can complete your PhD, right? So it's a vast domain, vast. So artificial intelligence is a kind of, it's a single term for all of this. Data science, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, information retrieval, NLP, soft computing, everything is falling under that. If in terms of real-time application you want to understand AI, because these terminologies are, I think, new for you, you go to your Make My Trip, you will see a chatbot, which is an application of NLP, that is a part of AI. We can say this is an AI application. You come to Amazon, you will find recommendation, that is a part of ML and DL. We will say this is a application of AI. You come to Google, Google itself is a search engine, which is a part of information retrieval. I will tell this Google search engine has been built using AI, right? So go to anywhere, all the applications are a part of AI, artificial intelligence. Now, what you can do, you can select one or two or maybe three, not like out of all of this list, two or three things you can expertise yourself, right? Let's say machine learning and deep learning, machine learning and NLP, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, computer vision with NLP, deep learning with NLP. So any two, three things, information retrieval with NLP, right? Or soft computing or graph analytics with deep learning. So two, three things at least, like two, three things at max, you can understand. You cannot get a expertise knowledge in everything. And that is also not the industry is requiring, right? So if you are expert in ML, DL and NLP, along with that, ML, DL, NLP, and so data scientist, who is a data scientist? Data scientist is a person who is expert in ML, who is expert in ML, knows at least like intermediate level of deep learning and NLP, plus other things. Other things means what? The data visualization library, right? Let's say Tableau or Power BI, any BI tool plus Python visualization, along with that little bit of database knowledge from pulling the data. So who can complete the data science life cycle individually, who can become an individual contributor, starting from data collection to model deployment. Everything a person who can do independently is a data scientist. There is a difference between machine learning engineer, deep learning, and computer vision engineer and data scientist. Machine learning engineer are the people who might not be expert in data collection or deployment kind of things, but they are very expert in model building. They are mostly, there are very limited position for machine learning engineer. Mostly higher education is needed. Masters is a must. According to my own experience, masters is it's not part-time course that you people are doing or any other people are doing. So it is a full-time MTech degree is a must for machine learning or deep learning engineer. Why it is must? Because the role is research and development oriented. You are, for example, I am working for ABC company where we have a research team. What they will do, they will try out different new algorithms and they will build framework, which framework can be useful for other team members. So those kind of research thing you will be doing, right? So that's machine learning engineer. But data scientist is not like, there is a slight difference. Data scientist also knows machine learning, but it's not like here they know very detail about math. Each and every part of the math they will be very expert in, right? So this is kind of, if you go to research field, this kind of positions are needed. Machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer, math knowledge is very much needed. Data scientist is a problem solver. Who is a data scientist? Is a problem solver. Here you are not going to research or kind of innovate or discover something. Here already the algorithms are there. Already the algorithms are there. You are a kind of programmer or kind of analytical thinker who can generate insights from the data. Nice. So this is simple Excel sheet. If somebody will give you, you can create nice graphs out of it. You can give insights to the stakeholder or client. Your client should be able to understand or get meaning from the data, right? Starting from data collection, data pre-processing, model building, model deployment, everything you should able to handle individually. So I'll give you one example, right? So that you will understand how really the data science project will look like. So this is the raw data, right? This is an Excel sheet. You can see city, year, week of the year, week start. This is nothing but how many dengue cases are occurred, right? In two particular cities during last 20 years. This is the data. Are you getting any information out of this? No information, just a simple Excel sheet. This is what you will get, or sometimes maybe text data or very messy data. So once you get the data, this kind of graph, if you can generate, see this is kind of graphs like analysis. What you understood is from, I mean, now if I explain you will not understand, but what I mean to say is this kind of charts, graphs, out of the data, how valuable information you're able to extract using statistics and ML and DL and represent that. So this may be this particular, I'll show you one graph which may be important. So if you see this particular graph, or let's say this graph, okay, if you see this particular graph, it is very important information because the pattern is completely changing with respect to two different cities. One is SJ and one is IQ. So the orange color graph is for IQ and blue color graph is for SJ. So you can see from 2000 onwards, the pattern is very much reduced. So these are insights. These are insights you are generating and helping the stakeholder to understand the data in a better way. So that is a data scientist, right? Who can complete from raw data collection to data validation and deployment, everything individually. If you are able to complete, you are a data scientist. So I will just give me 2 minutes. I'll give you a data science life cycle, which is really helpful if you are kind of sit there. So basically, okay, it's not there. Okay, I can download. Give me 2 minutes. But in the meantime, what I mean to tell you is, data scientist, machine learning engineer, deep learning engineer, all the roles are different. Everything is coming under AI. So AI, there is nothing called AI course. Okay. Now I think it should be clear to you. There is nothing called AI course. AI is a term that we are giving. Inside AI, we have machine learning course. If you want to understand machine learning, that is, you have to take machine learning course. If you want to understand deep learning, you have to take deep learning course. Information retrieval is a separate topic. Computer vision is a combination of deep learning and image processing. That is a separate course. NLP, text mining, if your data is text. Here I got the data in Excel format. What I will do if my data is text data? So that is a separate course. Everything if you combine, that is a fancy term, that is artificial intelligence, right? So in this particular duration, 3 months, we will be starting from zero level, and we will be expert in deep learning, machine learning, and NLP. These are the three domains from AI where you can find yourself expert in. And image processing, a bit you will be knowing, not expert, but at least intermediate level. What is image processing, blurring, smoothing, all these techniques I will be teaching in the advanced course. Along with that, OpenCV, PyTorch, Keras, advanced syllabus I will explain, but I will pause here. Is it clear? So long answer, but I think that is important for you all to understand what is AI, what is machine learning. These all terms many times you have heard, but you may not be very clear, right? Is it clear now?
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
I'm Vinayak. What is the role of data analyst and then data engineer? I mean,
So
does
data
it
analyst and data engineer, I think, yeah. So data analyst is a person who is a communicator or front end kind of intermediate person within the client and means in real time. So there are different kinds of business analyst or data analyst role. It may vary from company to company. If you are asking me data analyst role with respect to data analytics, this is what you should do. As a data analyst, your major task is to gather information, data gathering from the client, noting down or documenting the problem statement, their requirements and everything. And then you should be a person who has a knowledge in SQL, not knowledge, expert actually, expert in SQL, Tableau or any BI tools. And also you should be expert in Python language, right? Python, Tableau, SQL, and a bit of regression of simple machine learning if you know. If you don't know, that is okay. But at least Tableau, SQL, Excel, Python, with all of this skill set, what is your main task is create dashboards, visualization graphs. You are not responsible for building models. That is a responsibility of a data scientist or a machine learning engineer or a deep learning engineer or an NLP engineer. Basically, your task is to kind of create like simple graphs out of the data so that it will make sense. Initial level of analysis you will be doing, and not only that, you will also be the front side, right? So you will be communicating with the stakeholders and clients, understanding their requirements, gathering those requirements, presenting those requirements. So you need to have a very good communication skill, presentation skill, Excel knowledge, and then you should have a BI knowledge, a BI tool knowledge, Tableau and all that. Python knowledge is required. So these all are the skill sets required for data analyst. Who can apply? Any fresher can apply for data analyst, because in industry, if you are completely fresher without master's degree, very difficult to get a data science position. But if you apply for data analyst, easily you can get after just if you have completed your BTech and you have not done your MTech and you are searching for data related roles. I think data analyst you should target. Smoothly you can convert to or change to data science later after 1 or 2 years. But if you are a person who has a master's degree and you are fresher, definitely you should apply for data science, machine learning, all these kind of roles. Or if you are an industry practitioner who has X amount of experience, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years of experience, in that case also you can you should not target data analyst. Why? Because there is a limited growth here. So you can start, when you start data as a data analyst, the excitement will be here, and after certain year this will go flat. There is no growth like this. Means what? In terms of paycheck, I am saying, in terms of paycheck or kind of increment, after initial 2-3 years you will get good increment, but once you get experienced, 4-5 years of experience, uh, that much hike you will not get when you are changing your domain. Why? Because this is a job for freshers. You can very easily be replaced by a fresher, right? Why company will invest? Ultimately you are not doing any critical job. The dashboards or whatever you are generating can also be done by a fresher. So why the company will pay you more, right? Better to replace you and bring a fresher who can do the job. So that's why I'm saying, if you are a experienced people, so data analyst is not a good role for you for longer run. Maybe for immediate this thing it is okay, but for longer run it is not good. That is the data analyst. Coming to data engineer, it is like data engineering and data science both are high on demand. Any one course you can take. There is nothing like data science is good, data engineering is bad, or data engineering is good, data science is good, bad. It's all depends on your interest. If you are a person who has a very keen interest in generating insights, creating graphs, and understanding what is the data is giving, and then statistics and kind of analytical thinker you are, if you are interested in learning new algorithms and upgrading yourself, don't want to get bored in the regular job, right? You want to learn everything every day, new things you want to learn. So data science is your field where it's mostly a research oriented field. And I told you AI, right? So many things to learn. You can learn for years and years and years in data science, and still the topics will be new for you. Many topics will be new for you. So it's a kind of everyday learning, and it's not like you are learning only. You will also there is a high chance of in getting a high, like if you are skilled enough, you can expect some 100% hike, also 200%. In my own experience, when I jumped from Genpact to Goldman Sachs with a 300% hike. So if you are skilled enough, how many percentage of hike you will get, you will never imagine, right? So that is the field. This is the field, right? And same with data engineering. Pay is same for data engineer and data science. There is mostly, sometimes data science people may get little more, but almost 95% of the time data engineering and data science both are hot domains. Pay is same. How many percentage of hike you will expect, you never know. Like based on your learning, based on your skill set. Let's say I know Spark, tomorrow I upgraded to something else. Spark, with Spark I know Strom, I know Kafka, I know Hadoop, right? I am demanding 10 lakhs. With this skill set I can increase some more percentage. Similarly in data science, you know machine learning, tomorrow you know deep learning, NLP, and information retrieval. So based on your skill set you can demand. Okay, so the pay is high as compared to data analyst. Data engineering and data science both are very high demand, and the growth is more for longer run. If you stand today and see your future in 5 years, if you learn these techniques, you can secure your position in IT for 5 to 10 years. Next 5 to 10 years, both in data engineering and data science, both field. I will be the right person to tell you why, because I am a person who is fitting in both. Initially when I was a fresher, I was fitting in both. Now I am completely moved to data science, because in my masters I have done all my projects on big data platform like Spark. So because of that, I have worked in Goldman Sachs explicitly on big data platform. Every day we were generating 200 terabyte of market data. So we have HBase, MongoDB, all of that. So I get a very good hands-on with respect to data engineering side there. And in GE, I got a very good exposure in data science related projects, right? So I can able to tell you both. So the challenge here, I'll tell you pros and cons, right? Benefit is both the domains are high on demand. Both the domain will give you very good paycheck. Growth is secure in both the domain. In data science, the positive thing is if you learn once, that will be there with you. It is not like today you learn machine learning and tomorrow machine learning is gone. Today you learn deep learning, tomorrow deep learning is gone. It's not like that. Today you learn statistics, tomorrow statistics is gone. It's not like that. So concept based learning, concept based learnings will remain with you forever. Statistics was there 200 years back also, today is also there, future also be there. What will happen is maybe some 3-4 new algorithms will come that you have to learn and upgrade yourself. But in data engineering, the only drawback, I feel, it's my personal experience, only drawback in data engineering is it is tool based, it is not concept based. And I'm not just like that telling you, you tell me which is concept here. Only 1 or 2 language you are learning that will stay with you. Python, Scala, those all languages will stay forever. But languages are also nowadays replaced. Like 2 years back R was there, now it is replaced by Python. Now Python can be replaced with Julia maybe after 2-3 years, we don't know. That is one thing. But apart from that, all are tools that you're learning. Spark is a tool, Hadoop is a tool. Hadoop is already replaced by Spark in 5 years. Maybe in next 5 years, Spark is replaced by something else. Now you think what will be happening to you, because you spent 6 years of your life in Spark, and one day you got to know that new tool came and Spark is replaced. Freshers who know new tools are given more importance than what you know, right? So it's always a kind of HBase is there. You know HBase. Let's say MongoDB. You know today. Maybe after some days MongoDB will be replaced. HBase will be replaced. So I'm not scaring you, but what I mean to tell you is, if you are choosing data engineer, be ready to even hard more as compared to data science. You are learning data science once, and you can implement that knowledge for many years. Here, data engineering, I will tell you. You go to Spark website and see every 2 months a new release is coming. It's not like you learn big data course you have taken in 2020 and it will remain for you forever for next 5-10 years. No, you have to upgrade every 6 months. New tools you have to learn, new whatever new release came for those tools you have to upgrade. Let's say BI tool, Tableau, you know tomorrow Tableau is replaced with some other Microsoft, some other tool, right? Let's say cloud, Azure, you know, let's say everything is tool based. Everything is tool based. That's the only thing. But if you are a software engineer by heart, if you want to write long codes and want to kind of very good person who has a love for databases, I think data engineering is the field. With respect to growth, there is no doubt that both the field has very high growth. There is no doubt. With respect to paycheck, also very good. Only thing is, in data science, it's concept based. Data engineering is tool based learning. Now, if you are a person who can upgrade the concept faster, then you choose data science. If you are a person who can learn tools faster, you can be a data engineer. Okay, so that's the difference. I think, is it clear now? Who asked me this question?
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Is it?
Thanks a lot for
No
the
problem.
detail.
Yeah.
Ma'am, as part of our course, are we covering any tool at least for a basic level or no?
Sorry.
As part of our this course, are we covering any tools related to data engineering?
No, this is a data science course. We are not covering
Okay.
anything with respect to data
Even
engineering.
Tableau and all, we are not discussing, no, ma'am.
No, Tableau we are not. So the content is basically, it's Tableau we are not discussing because it is not free, first of all. And second thing is, we have limited time and it is more focused on machine learning. So whatever time we have, mostly we are covering machine learning in this case.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I am from mechanical background, so I can learn this data science. And what about the after the course? Means I want to ask about the job. Means
Sorry, after taking this course job now, so basically
yes,
this
ma'am.
course will give you enough assignments, projects and everything. So you can practice all of those projects and all, but ultimately when you apply for data science roles, you can showcase at least 1 year of experience in your resume based on whatever projects we have discussed in the class, and based on that you will be getting calls.
Okay, ma'am.
So the market is, the scope is huge. I mean, even in this COVID situation also, many positions are open for data analytics related roles. But the thing is, are you prepared for those kind of interviews, right? So if you have done all the projects, assignments and everything, definitely you will be able to crack interviews. It's not like the jobs are not there. Jobs are huge. Like there is a great demand and very less supply. There is a gap in demand and supply. That's why the pay is high, right? If the demand and supply is kind of so much less demand and so much supply, then pay will also be less. So you can see data science and data engineering people get a very good paycheck because of their skill set. There are not many in the market. It may not be true after 2-3 years or 5 years, or maybe 2-3 years from here. Many people, competition will be more, but at least today's situation, the demand is more and supply is less. So data science, one more thing is, see, anything which is easy to complete, easy to get a job, you will get. So everything is your, whatever paycheck you are taking is directly proportional to your skill set. Always remember this one thing in IT, whatever skill set you have, that is directly proportional to the paycheck that you will be getting. So in data science, the interviews are tough. Why it is tough? Because you are a person who is a very critical resource in a team, and there are so many applications for one particular position. People, uh, you know, the demand for data science, right? So everybody is applying for data science, and that's why if you are really not prepared, you will not be able to crack interviews. The company will invest so much on you because you are a critical resource. I'll give you one real-time example, okay, so that you will correlate, like you can relate how, like what is the importance of a data scientist in a company. Let's say in one project that is called contract margin revenue. Let's say my company is manufacturing a product, along with whoever is purchasing that product, along with that product I am giving a contract. Okay, so let's say the price of the product is 10 rupees. I am telling, if you buy this product along with the contract, I will give you this with in 20 rupees. Okay, so 10 rupees is the product charge, another 10 rupees is the contract charge, and for next 10 years, anything happening to this product, I will take care. Okay, I'll give you free repair. Every service is free till next 10 years, right? So this is kind of, every company who are manufacturing also give contract. So how data science, as a data scientist, what is your responsibility? First thing is, what is the price to quote, whether it is 20 rupees or it is 15 rupees or it is 18.5 rupees or it is 19.5 rupees. Each 1 rupee is also very important. So what is the price that you should quote, so that you are standing in 2020 and predicting or looking the future for next 10 years and then quoting a price. Many things can happen in this 10 years, right? It's not like only 1 or 2 years, 10 years you are projecting. So let's say situation like COVID can come, a situation like some other situation, recession can come, many things can come. Everything you are taking into consideration, and you are applying statistics, machine learning, deep learning, everything. Given a set of data, given a set of products, what will be the contract price for that product? Price optimization, price quote of the price. That is one application, and you can understand how important decision it is for the finance team. Based on your output, they are going to quote a price, and if you are wrong, if your model is wrong, it will be like the company has to go through a tremendous amount of loss, right? So are you getting? So so this is what is the importance of data scientist. So what I mean to say is, the interview is not like you just go and like without any preparation you can crack. You have to practice all of these assignments, you have to do projects, and people spend years, 6 months to 1 year is the time you can keep. It's not like 1 or 2 days task, at least 6 months you should wait to get a like to crack interviews. People, you can understand that others are taking 2 years course, masters full-time course, and after that they are going for industry. You have not taken that course, but with this 2 months and 3 months course, you understood all of the concepts, you revise that concept, and then you try some Kaggle projects, you upload your code. You also, it depends on your personal CV. It is not like only the course and your skill set, also depends on your background, right? What is your background and what is your stream, and every other details is also important. So getting the job is mostly up to you, how you are cracking interviews. But if your CV is shortlisted, I cannot help you shortlisting your CV, that's your personal CV. But once it is shortlisted, Once you're going for an interview, all the questions that they will be asking you in the interview, I can give you in writing every question you will be able to answer. Any questions related to data science, you will be able to answer. But going till that level is your responsibility, right?
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Tushar this
Good
side.
morning.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
thank you for the brief description that you gave and the distinction between data engineering and data science. My
Yeah.
question was that you would be taking theoretical classes, right? So if we have any doubt classes, the doubt session, would that be
No,
taken
no.
by
It will.
somebody else?
No. Everything I will only be taking, and it's not theoretical class. We have every concept we will be implementing. It's a project, assignment, coding, theory, combination of everything. So let me show you some of my class notes, right? So that it will be helpful for you to understand. So let's say, let me show you. Okay, so I'll show you both. Let's say take one example. Okay, let's take one example of, this is my regression node, linear regression, which is a simple algorithm, and you can see how detailed it is. This is very, very detailed about every math. We will be deriving everything, and like I'll be explaining you all the concept. This is the theory of linear regression, right? Once we complete the theory, how we will practice it? This is the coding practice that we will do for linear regression. So this is a small project where, starting from everything line by line, I'll take you through this and how to implement linear regression in a small data set. We will be understanding that. And there is one more practice problem called price prediction, where you will be, that's again a project related to regression. So only for regression, what you have done is, first you have understood the theory very detailed, then we have implemented linear regression in a small project, and then we have practiced linear regression in the major project. So that is how each and every algorithm in machine learning will be covered. Okay, it is very, very detailed combination of everything.
Okay, ma'am. One more thing I had to ask. Suppose taking
Yeah.
my example, I myself am from non-IT background. So you told us in the starting that considering the market scenario right now, jobs for data scientists as a freshers are very limited. Okay, so you advise us to pursue for the jobs of data analyst. So would it be necessary that gathering an experience as a data analyst, we would be sufficient to switch to data scientist role? Or would we have to do the course for data scientist? Would that be mandatory down the line?
Sorry, I could not hear you properly. Could you repeat?
Uh, I wanted to ask that as you advise that data scientist jobs are very restricted considering the market scenarios right now.
Yeah.
So that going for data analyst would be suitable. So down the line, 2-3 years, switching from data analyst to the role of data scientist, would that require a degree, or would the experience be self-sufficient as a data
No.
analyst?
So, yeah, so for data scientist, if you are applying for senior positions, after 3 years, what will happen? So this is a very good question. Thanks for asking, right? So data science, okay. So if you are a fresher, right? If you are a fresher, so what you will do? Okay, so it is true that data science positions, mostly it is for at least 2 year plus experience in BTech 2+ year of experience, or MTech fresher, right? So what you will do is, after BTech, let's say you joined as a data analyst and you worked for 2 years, and after that you want to switch to data science. Okay, so you can understand all of this, you can learn all of this machine learning and all the concepts, and then you are applying for jobs with a data analyst experience. There is a chance of, like, the probability of getting data science interview is like cracking interview is more, but you will be treated as fresher only. Do not think that you will be getting a senior position. So this 2 year experience is on data analyst. In data science, you will be treated, you may get a job, but you will be treated as a fresher, data scientist trainee. That kind of position you will get. But there is another way I will tell you. Another good way is, you join as a data analyst. You are getting, after fresher, if you're getting data science, that is very good. If you're not getting, join as a data analyst. keep learning data science parallelly, understand concept, make yourself expert, sit with your data science, because data analyst has a very close connection with the data science team. Most of the companies has. So you sit with your data science team, understand which all projects they are doing. In your resume, you divide it into 2 ways: 1 year in data analyst, 1 year in data science, right? And then you apply for jobs. It is like you will get, not only you will get data science jobs, but also you will not be treated as a complete fresher, right? So
So ma'am,
this is,
as a
yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. So I'm working as a data analyst for 2 years. You bifurcated that show 1 year as a data analyst and 1 year as a data scientist. So that would be staying within the same organization, I suppose.
Yeah, staying in the same organization. You are in the
So
same
just
organization, right? For 2 years, yeah.
yeah. So just being in coordination with data scientists, we can show that we have assumed the role of a data scientist. Wouldn't that be
Yes.
suspicious?
I mean,
Or
what I mean to say is the summary line, sorry to interrupt, the summary line that I want to tell you is data scientists are the decision makers. What the company is thinking, if you are a fresher, you will not be having that decision making skill, right? So you can get data science position, but at least after masters or after BTech plus 2 years. So that is the basic, that may not be true always, but most of the time this is the case. Whatever I have seen as a data scientist working for last 5.5 years, whatever I have seen, that is what is my own experience. Masters you can get directly. After BTech, at least 2-3 years of experience is needed, or maybe startups can take small companies can take data scientists. If you are very skilled and you are fresher, they can take you.
so if suppose we have a gap, so that won't be any problem switching to data analyst job.
Sorry, from data analyst to data science, switching that.
Yeah, yeah. Ma'am, I'm
I'm
asking.
not getting.
Suppose we have a gap. Suppose a person prepares for government entrance. So that gap. So that won't cause
No,
any
you will
hindrance.
not be having any gap, right? You will always, you will be working in some company. So what I mean to say is, you keep learning. You don't stop learning data science, but always you will get a job after BTech. I cannot tell you that in this particular situation, because the company expectation is something different. The company, first of all, data science is a field where even data engineer also, you cannot get data engineer and data, not only for data science. Data engineer and data science related roles are not for complete freshers. After MTech you can get it, but after BTech at least 2 years of experience plus 2 year plus of experience is needed. But if you are getting data analyst kind of roles after your BTech, very smoothly you can do a transition. If you are skilled enough, maybe within 1 year or 1.5 year, you can switch to data science. And no need to kind of, if you're not able to get data science projects internally, you can tell that I'm working in a data analyst field. Most of the things that you are doing as a data analyst are relevant in data science. Python is needed, Tableau is needed, SQL is needed, many of the things you already know. So with machine learning and statistics, you can easily switch to data science. So whatever you are learning in data analyst, all the things are needed for data science. Along with that, some additional things are needed, like machine learning and statistics. If you learn both, then you can switch very easily. That will be a smooth transition according to me. But if you're getting a data science position as a fresher, that is very good. Yeah. Okay, so I will take last 2 or 3 questions because I'm getting late. I have to drop off. I have some other important thing to do. So is there any other questions that I can take?
Ma'am, by end of our intermediate course, we will stand at data analyst level, ma'am.
No, it is a data science course. You are confused because I told you all this thing. So this course is basically, yeah. So if you take this intermediate course, most of the things of data analyst course you will be completing, because you are learning Python here, you are learning visualization here, right? And also statistics will definitely help. Statistics is kind of parallel. Everybody has to know statistics, right? So data analyst and business analyst, data scientist, everybody has to know statistics. So statistics you will be knowing, but some things are missing, like SQL we are not covering, and Tableau or any BI tools we are not covering. So along with the intermediate course, if you can learn SQL and Tableau by yourself, you can apply for data analyst job also. But this data science intermediate course will fit for any fresher level of data scientist roles. You can apply 2 years plus experience, you can showcase. And machine learning is like a very, very good technique to learn. Even not today, someday you will come and have to learn this. No matter today at what position you are joining, data analyst or business analyst, some fine day you have to learn machine learning, deep learning if you want to come to AI.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So okay, so the training will be starting, so initial 2-3 days will be demo, and mostly officially will be starting from next Monday onwards. But tomorrow also I'll be taking if you have few more questions, and also we'll be starting with the content from, Python. We'll start with Python from next Monday onwards. The course is divided in this way. Mostly the basic Python we will see, not like we'll see little fast. From the advanced Python, NumPy, Pandas, and all other things will go slow, and everything we will complete in detail way. So fee structure, I think the course fees you can discuss with Durgasoft. I think this is 15,000 is the course fees for intermediate. You can discuss with institute. And the timing is every day, Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, right? Saturday mostly practice session, Monday to Friday will be the class. Okay, so that's let's connect tomorrow if you have any more queries. Thank you all.
What is the time?
Thank you, ma'am.